I don't even know where to start. So there were a number of reasons why I decided not to film my first year at Stanford and put it on YouTube, even though I had planned on doing that. I kind of made it sound like I was going to do that over last summer when I was actively making videos. I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna film this and this and this, and I never did. I think one of the main reasons why I didn't is because I really wanted my freshman year to be for me. And I think it's really cool that through YouTube people can share the experiences that they have. There's quite a few YouTubers at Stanford and at other elite colleges, and you get to see a glimpse of their lives and a glimpse of college life through that, and I think that's really cool, and I wanted to do that. But I think as it got closer to the time that I was supposed to leave for Stanford, I realized that I was really scared. It wasn't easy for me to leave. I think the 2 weeks leading up to my freshman year, I full on had panic attacks, breakdowns. I was really scared to leave home, especially since I'm an only child and like I just have my mom, and it was like all of a sudden I wasn't going to have that, and I was gonna have to move in with like some random person that I didn't know and live with 80 other strange like Stanford freshmen, and it was freaking me out a lot. And so I think that I made the decision that instead of trying to document my freshman year, I was just going to live it and live my life and live through the struggles that I had and live through the good times, but without having to worry about how I was presenting myself to the public. And I really think I made the right decision. Like I mentioned before, there are other YouTubers at Stanford and other elite schools, and they're kind of problematic, and I didn't want to be that. Something that me and my friends at Stanford would talk about a lot is how the school is portrayed on YouTube and in the media. And I just want to say that Stanford isn't that great. I think it's important to acknowledge that Stanford isn't a perfect place. Harvard isn't a perfect place. Princeton isn't. Like, none of these schools, as much as I wanted to go to them and like thousands of people around the world want to go to these schools, once you get there, it's not gonna be like a paradise. And some YouTubers, shade intended, do portray it as this place where it's always sunny and like you're always happy and you have so much free time and everyone's wearing bikinis and like, oh yeah, there's academics, but whatever, at least you're in the California sun. And I'm talking about Stanford specifically here. I can't really speak for the other schools like Harvard and Princeton because I decided not to go to those, obviously. And Stanford is not that sunny paradise that a lot of people will have you think it is. It's great, of course. I feel very lucky and very fortunate that I get to go to such a beautiful elite school. I'm getting a world-class education, but at the same time there's a lot of issues that are not being addressed, and Stanford doesn't always handle things well, because in the end it's a business. Private schools and schools in general are businesses. Like, you're paying money to get a degree, and colleges make money from these students, and so a lot of times with businesses in a capitalist society, you kind of lose sight of the consumer, I guess we could say. I guess I'm the consumer, my fellow students are consumers, which is a really weird way to put it, but you kind of lose sight of what's best for the consumer and instead start focusing on how you can improve how much money you get. And that's like obviously what's gonna happen when you're a business in a capitalist society. So with that comes a lot of issues for the students, for the consumers. And I think that when people are portraying Stanford as just a school and like a fun place to be, like a summer camp, there's like a saying, Camp Stanford is when you are just like partying and like hanging out outside and not doing schoolwork. Like, it's not like that all the time. Yeah, sometimes maybe there's like a week during spring quarter where you're like all caught up on your homework so you can go darty and like fountain hopping or whatever, but it's not always like that. And when people are portraying it as if it were like that, it's extremely misleading and extremely problematic, because people are coming expecting to be happy all the time, and let me tell you, you're not going to be happy all the time at Stanford, at Harvard, at Princeton, at any school, at any state school. It's college. It's like you're there to get an education, and it's not easy, and you have to make new friends and like live in a new place for most people, and just it's not always gonna be ups. There's a lot of downs, and for some people it's mostly downs. And I just think that there's a lot of things that are kind of saying that no, there's no downs, it's always great, it's always happy. So I didn't want to become that, because I wasn't going to show the public the negative parts of my Stanford experience. That's just like, people don't really want to see that. That's not good. That's not good YouTube. That's not good TV. So I didn't want to be someone that did that and make it seem like I was having a better time than I was, because I wasn't always having a good time. So in the end, it came down to me being like, okay, I can share my Stanford experience, but then I have to get super vulnerable, share every single part of it, and keep none of it for myself, because like ethically I didn't want to portray it as something that it wasn't. And ultimately I decided that I wanted to keep some things to myself and like not necessarily put all my struggles out on the internet. And like, I think it was really important that I did that, because I didn't have the best time this year. And I think now that it's over, I'd be more willing to share my experiences and like some of the issues that I saw at the school. But as it was happening, I didn't know how to cope with that. This was a completely new experience. So I think it was smart for me to have not filmed my freshman year. And so I decided not to. Another reason why I decided not to film my freshman year is because I got really, really, really insecure about my YouTube presence, my persona. So I went into YouTube with the intention of capitalizing on the fact that I got into a bunch of Ivy League schools and Stanford and other schools. And I think that there's nothing wrong with that, capitalizing off of your successes, because you kind of have to, especially in America, because there's not much to capitalize on anymore as we progress as a society. And so I fully intended to do that, but then after not doing YouTube for a little bit and not thinking about videos and like doing that kind of thing, I realized that that's kind of whack. I personally became uncomfortable with me having put all my school acceptances out on the internet. I'm not going to delete the videos because I think that like I put effort into them and I worked hard to create them, and there's helpful information in there, and like if I can help one person, then like that's really cool. Like someone who might not have known that information, if I can help them get into a school, then like wow, that's amazing. Like that's super cool. But I became uncomfortable with the fact that I had done that, because I had done it purely because I wanted to capitalize off of it. I did want to help people, but like it was kind of secondary to the fact that I wanted money for what I had done and like for speaking about this thing. And I came to realize that that's not why I should be doing YouTube. I should be doing YouTube because I think it's fun, or like because I like filming and talking to people and interacting with people and putting myself out on the internet and being myself. And like that's not what those previous videos were. I was just trying to get videos out. Another thing is I felt really insecure about the fact that I don't have like super cool recording equipment. Like I don't have a video camera. I'm using my phone right now on a tripod. Like luckily I have a tripod, but I'm just using my phone's front camera, and I don't have lights or like a vlogging camera that's super high quality. And like just I felt like I could never be successful because I didn't have these things. And like again, that ties into the fact that I just wanted the success of being a YouTuber. I didn't want to do it because I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it for the clout. And so I just realized that that's wrong for me personally. If someone else wants to do that, whatever, as long as, I don't know, you're being a good person while doing it. Do whatever you want on YouTube, and do it for the clout, do it for the money, whatever, I don't care. But I realized that I didn't want to do that. But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna do YouTube anymore. I've actually been like kind of reevaluating my life, and I think that it would be really good for me to kind of put myself out there a little more, be a little more vulnerable, not like the other videos. No, I'm gonna be myself, talk about what I want to talk about. I discovered this year at school that I am an introvert. I never would have thought that before, and most people don't think that, but I really like being alone, and like being in social situations is very tiring to me. And when you're living in a dorm, every situation is a social situation because you have a roommate, and like people can come to your door whenever you want. And so I think it'd be good for me to kind of like just talk to you guys and like talk to a camera every once in a while and like interact with other people, because I am introverted and it's not really easy to talk to people face to face all the time. So yeah, I just wanted to update you guys. Sorry if this channel is taking a turn and you're not really into that, but I will still be talking about Stanford and school and like how I feel about those things, and I'm really excited for what I hope to do. Yeah, I'm gonna try and be more real for you guys, seriously. But yeah, so if you want to see that happen, click subscribe and hit the notification bell. Wow, I never thought I'd be like that, but yeah, I'm gonna start making videos regularly, especially over the summer, so I really hope you'll join me. Thanks guys, bye.